Hello, I'm back in London. So after about 5 months of a third bloody lockdown in the UK, I've decided to take myself off from my parents' house where I've been since Christmas and go back to London, return to the city, make a glorious re-entrance to the metropolis. And there were no marching bands, unfortunately, but someone in a coffee shop said hello to me. So that was nice. And you know, I've been back out there socializing recently, and I've been thinking a lot about what gets people to emotionally open up in conversation. Thinking about why are there some people I feel so comfortable being my real self with, talking about my inner feelings, actually, you know, opening up to them, and some people where I feel like that isn't something I want to do. I feel much more protective and guarded. And, you know, I'm a self-identified introvert. I'm not someone who's naturally very open emotionally, which I guess I put a lot of that into my work. And I guess that's why I write. I write fiction because I feel like it's an outlet to be able to express things that I might not express in my daily life. But I've been thinking a lot about certain friends and why I feel much more comfortable around them being my true self, being open, being able to talk about the things that, you know, I'm feeling on the inside. And I do feel there's so much we can do to create an environment where people feel comfortable opening up to us. And if you get rid of certain fears that people have, specifically, you know, even introverted or more emotionally closed people, if you can assuage certain fears, much more likely they'll open up to you. And I believe that this is one of the great keys of communication, if you can make someone feel comfortable to do that. So I'm going to give you 4 fears that you have to dispel before someone opens up to you. The first fear someone might have is, if I open up, am I going to create more worry? You know, if a partner comes home and they want to talk to their partner about like a money worry they're having, or sort of a personal crisis, something with someone at work, and they think, if I mention this, is this person just going to magnify the concern and worry? Are they going to start worrying for me and then turn this thing, which was maybe just a moderate thing, into now a big thing, and we're both worried about it? Like they go, oh my God, you're worried about that with your boss. Oh, that's so terrible. What if you lose your job? What if you don't get that promotion? What if that doesn't go the way you thought? What will we do then? This is such a problem. Now we're both sitting here brooding and worrying about it, and you think, oh God, I shouldn't have said anything. Now I've said something and they're worrying about it, and they've created more, and now I'm more panicked because of their panic. If someone feels like you're gonna magnify a problem by them talking about it, they're just not gonna open up. So it's really important to just sit in a state at the very beginning when someone talks to you about a problem, just to sit and listen and ask more questions. You want to go into, like, you know, your kind of Sigmund Freud therapist mode, where you're just sitting and being like, tell me more. Okay, what else? Oh, why is that happening? Why do you think they did that? And let them be the person who, you know, because the first thing, they're just going to tell you a hint of the problem, but if you just sit back and listen and ask those neutral questions, then they're going to elaborate and actually open up more. Second fear someone might have is, am I going to get judged for being too emotional or too sensitive or too overthinking this? You know, a lot of people, when they think they want to talk about a problem, they think, I do want to talk about this, but am I just going to get judged for it? Like, even if they want to talk about something in your relationship, right? They might think, if I say something, are they then going to go, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Or why are you saying that? I didn't do this. Then suddenly you're going to get defensive, or you're going to judge them and go, I can't believe you'd say that. That's such a selfish thing to say. How dare you? And then they think, oh God, I should have never mentioned that problem in the first place that I had. Or, you know, if they think, if I talk about something that might make me seem a bit weak, are they going to judge me? Are they going to laugh? Like, are they going to laugh at something? Or say, oh, that's so weird. That's a weird thing. You're a weird person. You know, something like that. You might not say you're a weird person, but you know what I mean. You're going to make them feel odd about it. You're going to make them feel unusual, like they're a weirdo. Then they're going to be like, I don't want to feel like that. I'm not going to talk about those things ever in the future to that person. So you have to make sure they don't feel judged. It's not about them. It's just about the issue they're dealing with. And that's why you also have to not diminish the problem. Like if you immediately diminish it and be like, oh, don't be stupid, that's stupid, why are you worrying about that? Then they feel stupid. And no one wants to feel that way. So they're just not going to talk about it if they think you're going to diminish it as well. Number 3, another big fear is, are they actually interested in what I have to say? It's all well and good for someone to ask us to open up or to say, oh, tell me about that thing with your sister, what's going on there? And then you start talking about it and they glaze over, they look bored, they kind of lose the thread, they're not really listening, they don't ask any follow-up questions or offer any actual thoughts, they just kind of glaze over, or worse, they change the subject back to them and go, oh, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about what my brother does. Oh man, he's just as bad. You can't believe how jealous he is and all the things he does. And then suddenly you're now in this new thing where they're talking about them and you think, hang on, they asked me something I was doing first, but now we're just on you again. And then that person's going to think, you know what, I'm not going to open up to them or talk to them about stuff again because they just make it all about them and they don't really care anyway. They don't want to listen. So very, very big one, actually be interested in what someone has to say. Number 4, final fear is, are they going to just try and solve the problem for me? Now, you might think it sounds nice to have the problem solved for you, but often when people are opening up, they're not always looking for an actual solution. Sometimes they are, if they actually come and say, I really need your thoughts on what I should do here. But sometimes they just want to talk through a worry about their future they're having, or thoughts about, you know, moods and issues they struggle with and things from the past or whatever it is, or just stuff they're going through right now, stuff they're thinking. And they just kind of want to vent, they want to talk, they want to just kind of, you know, have a sounding board, but they don't really want someone to try and always say, well, this is exactly what you should do, or, oh, you shouldn't worry about that. Let me tell you, this is what you need to do now. Because they think, well, I don't really need, like, I'm not looking for a blueprint right now. I just kind of want to talk through something I'm feeling, and maybe there's not an immediate, easy solution. It's just something, this is something I'm dealing with and I want to share it with you. And that's kind of part of, you know, the actual gift of being able to open up to someone is the fact that you can share something and just kind of let them, I just wanted you to know, or you just hold that and, you know, we'll talk about it again and I'll let you know how I'm dealing with it. But if you can just resist the urge to be hyper prescriptive and always feel like this is a challenge to solve the problem, because, you know, it's like if someone comes to you and says they're depressed or says they have a terrible, you know, something they're really suffering with, and you just look at it as like, we've got to get this fixed right now. That's just not what that person wants to hear. It's probably not going to help. And, you know, really, they want a supportive friend. They want someone who they feel like they can count on. You know, even you just listening and them knowing you'll be there and you don't judge them, that can be a big thing in itself, rather than needing to solve everything. You can send them something you think might help, or, you know, send them an email later and be like, oh, you might want to look at these things, they'll be really good for you. But yeah, people often don't want to be given solutions to every problem they're facing. So yeah, let me know in the comments something you struggle with in opening up to other people. And I'm going to open up to you right now and say, if you want to give this guy a little subscribe or a like, or, you know, whatever, throw that my way. I would love that. And I am talking to you. I am talking to you.